Hey, let's talk about some other things you can do for mom, especially during Mother's Day, and that is a living bouquet. And you see all the flowers here that actually grow during the summertime out here in the desert Southwest. Went to buy mom some flowers yesterday for the good roses. I'm not talking about the ones that are freeze dried or put in cold storage for 6 months. Over 25 bucks.
Ooh.
So I figured, you know what?
Just take this.
Yeah, I can do this, so let's do this. So what we want to do is you want to first off think about the general theme of what you're going to do. You can go herb gardens like you've got right here, some basils, your thymes, your different types of oreganos. Oregano's have got incredible cancer fighting quality to them. The Greek oregano does the best. So you can combine those all together, and there's a little fennel right behind. Now that's not going to do so well, but the other ones do very well. Basil's another one, pushes off those mosquitoes. You use them in all types of cooking, and of course your lavenders. We talk about these all the time. Making sure you got a well-drained pot. This goes for the flowers and the herbs. And you see that little bit of gravel down there? Look down here. Okay, there you go. And there's a little bit of gravel on the bottom. It's crucial that this thing drains and drains well. If it doesn't, you're going to end up with soggy plants like you were mentioning earlier.
I know, I drank. No.
You're not even
I drowned a plant that I was trying to grow.
Exactly. And so some other things you want to add in, a little bit of bone meal. This is real important. If you want blooms like this pentas right here, bone meal is going to go a long way. So I just mix it into the actual potting soil itself. And this is real important. They have plenty of it in there because it's got to be mixed deep into the soil. If you look at this, that bone meal is down in the soil. Bone meal does not travel. So when you're planting these plants, making sure, especially the flower side of things, making sure you've got plenty of bone meal because like I said, you want to make sure that the thing's going to continue to bloom and bloom all the way during the summertime. Some other things you can go with, some vegetables. In fact, some bright light Swiss chard, one of the few kind of leafy type vegetables we get during the summertime. Adds a nice foil. You can see how beautiful that is. And then there's some other seeded type plants right down here, Scotty. You can take a look down there. Those all do well, and I talked about them all the time. These are the few that will actually do well during the hot summer months, especially Scott, go back down to that Armenian cucumber. I always get questions about that. That's it right there. And it is more of a melon, but boy, I'll tell you what, they will do well and they are delicious.
Does it taste like a regular cucumber?
Kind of. I mean, it's more of a melon. So we slice it thin, we eat it cold, and it is fantastic for cooling you off. So there it is, Armenian cucumbers. Now, flowers, let's go over there. All these are going to take a little bit of afternoon shade. Ideally on our patio, we go with afternoon shade on a lot of things. And in those well-drained pots, your different types of salvia, you can see them in the back here. Lysianthus, almost tulip-like, huh?
Yeah,
nice looking plant. It holds up well. It's more of a statutory plant, so it's going to grow a little bit taller. And then around the base of it, you might want to think about some of your soleus or celosia and some of your coleus, and either one of those will do well. If you've got those real full sun areas, one of the few that will really work, right here, Scotty, vincas. And they come in all kinds of different colors. Now, here's the problem with vincas. If you plant them in the same location all the time, along with tomatoes and things along those lines, they are really going to start declining. So making sure you rotate that crop occasionally, or, of course, rotate that soil again with lots of bone meal in it, and you're going to be in real good shape. But if you don't, well, they have a tendency to die off and die off quickly as soon as it gets to be real hot weather. So changing them out every once in a while is an ideal situation. Another one that does fairly well in shaded areas is your begonias. And begonias are not only beautiful, but they're fairly small. They make some fairly large ones, but they will do well in the form of eating them. In fact, people will actually mix the flower into sherbet ice cream and things along those lines, and it's an excellent plant. I know.
What kind of flavor are we talking about?
So there you go. So there's a lot of things you can do out there. Don't forget, tell Mom thank you.
Yes.
And that's one thing. I got one of the best moms out there. Mom, thank you for being a great mom, and I appreciate it. And there you go. You can put one of these together for about 10 bucks, save yourself a lot of money, and it lasts for the whole summer.
I love it. Dave the garden guy, I always have great tips. I love these ones. What is this one right here?
That's a celosia. That works out fantastic. And again, a little bit of shade in the afternoon, you're going to be on your way towards a nice looking display.